We'll begin with our feet shoulder width or even wider. See what feels really stable for you. You want to be able to be really relaxed here. And have your feet be parallel. And then I have my toes turned in just like a millimeter. It's just a really subtle amount. And that gives me a lot of stability. Allow your knees to be soft. Close your eyes and take a couple of long, slow, deep breaths into the body. Just savoring that sweet breath. And we'll begin moving through the 5 fields of the body. So first into the feet and the ankles. Sway your body around in any way that you begin to really feel into them, allowing them to soften and open, to be able to receive Earth's healing energy and root down into the mama. Now flowing your awareness up to include the space of your legs, feeling how the weight flows down through your legs into the earth, and opening to all the sensations here. Now include the space of the pelvis and the hips. Opening to all the sensations, even the neutral and subtle ones, even the unpleasant ones. And now including the field of the torso and arms and hands. So breathing into all of the organs and the spine. And moving in any way that makes you feel more connected, like you're exploring, almost like you just got dropped into this body and you're feeling it out with innocence and curiosity and playfulness. Good. Including the field of the head and the neck now. So the whole body. Allowing the body to move however it wants to move. Stay with your long, slow, deep breath. And gently find your way to standing meditation posture, Wu Chi. So you can have your elbows floating out by the sides a little bit, palms turned behind. A little bit of a sense of openness in the armpits here. Stay soft in the shoulders. If for some reason this doesn't really feel good in your body, you can rest your palms on your low belly, on your lower dantian center. Or you can have your hands floating out a little bit like you're holding a big ball in front of your belly. All of these are good standing meditation postures. See what feels good for your body this morning. Allow your knees to be soft so your legs are not locked. And you feel the weight of your body flowing through the center part of your legs down, down into the earth. All the way down into the heart of the earth. As you close your eyes, allow your whole being to soften and release any extra effort in your standing. Releasing the grip in your feet. Any extra effort can flood down through the body, out through the soles of the feet into the earth. Bit by bit, the body letting go inside. And find that sweet spot of balance between forward and back and side to side. I notice when I find this center point, I have a sense of plugging into the earth and extending up into the sky at the same time. Energy moving in both vertical directions. And I can just let my skeleton stack on itself and not have to hold on so much. Softening in the face and the jaw. Relax the space of the tongue and notice what happens to the whole body. Gentle, subtle lift in the back of the head. Stay soft in the throat and the back of the neck. And we'll begin with our hands on your sacrum. Begin to circle the hips. Finding your long, slow, deep, smooth breath. If you feel a little unstable, maybe keep your gaze down on the ground to steady you, a soft gaze. Or if you feel really balanced, you can close your eyes and go inside and begin to stir this pot of the lower dantian or the hara, this low belly center. Switching directions, find the pace at which you feel the most connected and intimate with what's happening. Move in a way that feels pleasurable. We can actually trust the innocent pleasure of our bodies, the delight. Good. Coming back to center, step the insides of the feet together, hands on top of the knees, small circles with the knees, especially if you have a knee injury. If your knees feel really strong, you can go a little bit deeper. Good, switching direction. So we're clearing stuck energy that ends up in our joints. That's one of the place energy can get a little bit stuck. And standing up, stand on your right foot, extend your left foot out. You can hold onto a wall or a chair if you need to, or you can hold your arms out also is another way you can do this. Circle your left foot. I'm trying to mirror you. I don't know if I've done that effectively, but spread the toes at the top, point the toes at the bottom, switch directions. I'm holding my leg out at a diagonal. Good, let's give a few hip circles here. So circling with the knee a few times out. Feel the belly firm a little bit to do that. Good, switching directions a few times in. Feel free to use a little support. And then we're gonna lean forward and shake that leg out, a fine shaking. Use your breath to release. Draining out that big toe. One more deep breath. Come on back to center. Return to Wu Chi and notice if you feel a difference between the two legs. Get curious about what aliveness and openness feels like in the body. Standing on the left leg, circle the right foot or the opposite of whatever you just did. Spreading the toes at the top, pointing them at the bottom. Inhabiting all of the joints of the feet, switch directions, and now go a little slower than you're used to going. So you get even more curious, your interest a little more energized. Good. Big circles with the knee circling out. Letting go in this joint, switching directions. As we circle the joints, we release synovial fluid inside, nourishing the ligaments and the tendons and the cartilage. Good, now we'll lean forward and do that fine shaking, draining out. Breathing out through the mouth. Empty out. Good, returning back to center. Return to Wu Qi and feel inside the body, opening to all the little swirls of aliveness. Present to things just as they are. Now bring the hands onto the hips, and we're going to begin to circle the low ribs. So the hips are pretty much stable here, and we're going to stir up this center here, where we tend to get a lot of stuck energy in the yoga chakra system. This is sort of the center of the sense of separate self. We can often feel our hardest feelings of shame and fear here as well, switching directions. So maybe a little tender. See if you can tolerate stirring up whatever stuckness is here, allowing it to be just as it is. One more circle and come back to center, returning to Wu Qi for a moment, coming back to that reset. You can even picture a wash of golden light flowing through the body, releasing anything you've accumulated, resetting. Okay. And we'll begin with the shoulders. Roll the shoulders forward and up by the ears and back behind you. See what feels good for your body. Maybe you just roll in the shoulders and allow the torso to open and close, or maybe you allow a wave to move through the whole body where the knees come forward and it just ripples up. It's good not to think about these things too much. Your body is really the best being to steer here. And if it's awkward, this is great for you that you're doing something awkward for your brain and you're not doing your same old rut of movements. You're creating new neurons. Okay, let's switch directions. Feeling that wave ripple through the whole body. Experimenting with going a little bit slower. And coming back to center. Hide my stuff. We'll begin to circle the shoulders back one at a time. You can feel this nice little spirally figure eight feeling happening in your spine and your chest. And if this feels good, stay here. If you want, you can experiment with going a little bit faster until it's kind of a little bit of a shaking open here. And release. Let's do that forward, so rolling the shoulders up and forward now, one at a time. Soft and easy. And then if you want, maybe experiment with letting it run a little wild, going a little faster. So it kind of becomes a shaking. And shake it out. Return to Wu Qi. Let's begin moving all the joints in our hands and fingers. We're actually going to do a Hendricks move here from the Hendricks Institute. This is called creative joint play. So we're going to begin with the hands and the fingers and start to find new combinations of joint movements. So we're undoing the habitual ways that we move. Now start to add the elbows and the shoulders, and then slowly begin to add all the joints of the body, including your toes and your neck and your spine. See if you can find totally new joint movements. When we're born, we're capable of thousands of different joint movements. And by the time we're through high school, we're down to 200 or 300. So see if you can reclaim some of that infinite possibility that you had as a kid. Keep your breath long, slow, and smooth and deep. One more deep breath. Returning back to Wu Chi. And you all are on mute, so feel free to sigh and make sounds as much as you want. We move energy through breath, through movement, and through sound. So why not take advantage of all the ways energy moves? Letting your aliveness course through your body however it wants to move. We'll give our heads a little love. Hook the fingers under the occiput so you feel them nice and massaging up there. And begin to make small circles with the head from that point where your fingers touch. Allowing the neck to soften. Good, switching directions. Holding firm so you're getting a nice little massage. We really learn and grow a lot more with gentleness than force. So especially with the neck and the head, this quality of gentleness. Bring the fingers midway down the neck now, holding firmly on either side of the cervical spine, and make medium-sized circles with your head from that midpoint of the neck. Allowing what feels good in your body to guide you rather than an abstract sense of what you're supposed to be doing here. We're going to pet our little reptilian brain here and let it know that we're safe. Switching directions. As you're slowly moving your neck, really register the safety of your surroundings, your strong walls and ceiling, the absence of any threats or predators. And let that little inner lizard that's worried about surviving know you're safe. You can relax your vigilance. Good, grab your upper traps, pull them down, big circles with the whole head. Maybe pause somewhere if it feels really good. Don't worry about getting your head too much behind the body. Switching directions, allowing the whole body and being to soften as your neck softens. Coming back to center, return to Wu Chi. Letting go inside. Notice if energy got consolidated anywhere in your face or your torso. Allow it to drain down like water dripping through pebbles. Draining down through your body into the earth. And begin with radiant body breath. On your next inhale, feel your arms flow out by the sides, palms turn up around shoulder height. As you exhale, bring the palms soft down right and left channels. Knees bend a little bit, release back into the earth. Inhaling, gathering that heaven energy. I like to picture a rainbow light streaming down through the body, penetrating every cell, releasing down. The whole body breathing. Continue moving with your breath. Courting a quality of ease and effortlessness. You'll feel the weight slightly more on the balls of the feet as you open and expand and settling back a little bit towards the heels as you settle and release and relax. The whole body breathing. One more cycle. And at the end of your cycle, return seamlessly to Wu Chi standing meditation posture. Allowing that full reset of your nervous system. Back into stillness. See if you can really tolerate the stillness. There's parts of us that get a little addicted to movement. Bring the hands out in front of the hara or low belly center. Let the knees bend a little bit, tailbone drops down. And as you inhale, draw the energy right up to the core center of the body, rippling up to straight. Exhale, fountain out the crown. As you return, a little bit of a C shape in the spine, little bend in the knees. Inhaling, rippling up. Continue moving with your long, slow, deep, smooth breath. And maybe you follow in your mind's eye that ascent of energy. With all of these, I like to close my eyes once I get the gist of the movement. So if that feels good for you, do that. Otherwise, soft, open, downward gaze. When I close my eyes, my proprioception, my experience of my internal sensations lights up even more. I can open to all of the subtle feelings and really savor that marriage of the breath and the movement and my attention. Allowing yourself to become completely absorbed in this experience right now. One more cycle. And at the end of your cycle, returning seamlessly to Wu Chi standing meditation posture. Allowing anything that's up to settle down. You don't need to hold on to anything like water. You just let gravity pull us down and settle. Begin doing radiant body breath with lateral movement. So as you inhale, arms come up along the sides, rotate a little bit to the right. At the top of the breath, you come back to center. Exhale, hands come soft, facing inward, down right and left channels. Inhaling, slight spiral to the other side, coming to center at the top of the breath and flowing down easily. Continue moving with your breath, feeling how that spiral that happens initiates in the earth and moves up through your feet and legs, all the way up to your hands. Notice if you can allow a little more ease and effortlessness here. A dynamic relaxation. Holding a relaxed intention. One more cycle. Letting the energy disperse back into the earth, returning to Wu Qi. Softening through the whole being. Allowing yourself to soften and open. Now take one step back with your left foot, just a small little step. So I'll show you from the side. It's not a big step. Your left foot is at a 45-degree angle and your right foot is pointing forward. So I'm mirroring you right now. And begin to feel just bringing the weight a little bit forward and a little back, pouring the weight from the side, pouring the weight into the front foot and the back foot. There's never more than 60% in one and the other. The feet stay firmly connected to the ground. Now we'll begin rowing practice. So as you inhale, the hands come forward. As you exhale, kind of like you're stroking something, they come back. I often picture my hands touching the surface of a pond, or maybe I'm stroking the mane of a wild horse. Enjoying the breath and the flow. Good. Now we'll begin polishing the stone. So the hands come facing the earth. And as you come forward, your hips swing around to the side. And as you come back, your hips swing forward again. So we're making a circle with the hands, but really the movement is in the hips. And the hands aren't actually doing a lot of movement here. I like to picture that great stone that is in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And then I'm polishing this magnificent stone altar here. Allowing this to be easy. See where it flows for you. And the next time your weight is in your back foot, take a pause and go in the other direction. Notice if you're feeling any warmth or tingling in your palms or your hands. It's okay if you're not, but sometimes you feel a little chi heating up in there. It can be very pleasurable. Good. And coming back to center, stand back into neutral, into Wu Qi. And be present and feeling to your experience just as it is. Letting go inside. Continuing to let go. Nothing we need to hold on to. Totally supported here by the earth. Totally connected, held in this vast web. And we'll step the right foot back. Begin to feel that pouring of the weight forward and back, and begin to row when you feel like it. Rowing with the breath, inhaling forward and exhaling back. Allowing yourself to find that pace where you feel the most connected, Allowing what feels good in the body to be more the guru than some idea. We'll begin polishing the stone. As the weight comes on forward, the hips kind of naturally swing out to the side. The weight comes back, the hips swing forward again. Make this natural horizontal circle with your hands. We're working in this axial plane and the horizontal plane right now. Next time your weight is back, take a little pause and go in the other direction. Maybe allow a small inward smile to play on your face. And gently return to Wuchi. Knees soft. Allowing everything to settle. Step your feet a little bit wider so we're in Ma Bo stance, like you're riding a bicycle or riding a horse. So the knees are bent, the tailbone's dropped down a little bit. And this is the lower body posture we're going to have for ringing the temple bell. So keeping the hips and the knees stable to the front, allow the torso to rotate and let the arms flap the body wherever they want to. And then gently begin to take the foot off the pedal of this movement and allow it to unwind, allow the momentum to unwind of its own accord. Stepping your feet a little bit closer together back into Wu Chi stance, resting in Wu Chi. We'll close with a few integrating breaths. As you inhale, bring the arms up, palms turn up. This time the palms face down. Whole body sinks, a little bit of rounding, knees bend, and then you press up to straight as your hands pass the waistline. Inhaling, gathering that heaven energy again. Rainbow light flooding down through every cell. Pressing up to straight, hands come to the side. Let's do that a couple more times. And on this last one, we're going to stack the palms on top of each other, facing behind us, and draw the energy right down through the core center of the body, all the way down, landing the hands on the hara or low belly center. Now, as though you're opening your eyes to a star field at night, take in all the sensations of the body. Notice in particular the places where energy is kind of consolidated or dense in the torso and the head, shoulders, arms, the back. And give that full permission to begin to melt like ice into water and trickle down through pebbles or river stones, trickling down through the body. And you can feel that moment when it trickles down all the way down through the legs and it hits the bottom of your feet and it begins to pool there. And as you continue to allow energy from your torso to melt, letting it pool in the legs, that water level begins to rise up to your ankles, up through your calves, up through your knees, filled with water, up through your thighs, gradually, bit by bit, letting go. And that water level rises all the way to the top of your hips, those little hip points in the front of your body. It's the surface level of the water. Feel your hips and your legs full and fluid. And your torso and head and arms empty and open. If there's still something caught up there, allow it to melt down and join the reservoir of presence in your lower body. Now touching your fingertips and thumbs together in front of the heart center. Step the feet together, bring the hands together at the heart center, and balance in the heart. Keep your eyes open if you need it to balance. Otherwise, close your eyes, go inside, and pool your awareness in that heart center. Like it's your new home, and you're looking out from your new home through the lens of the heart. Or your old home, your returning home. And extending that loving kindness that you are out in all directions, above and below, and 360 degrees horizontally. Connecting with your intention for the well-being of yourself and all beings, including the earth and the plants. And bowing, we'll close our standing practice and make our way to our meditation seat. Sweetie, if you want, there's a seat on the little bed thing right there. There's a cushion. So when you find your seat, see if you can really let your low back. Have a nice little arch here. Let those hip points tip forward. So you have a little arch in your low back, and the rest of your back can just stack on top and relax. If you can find that sweet spot of balance between forward and back and left to right. I'm going to do just a little bit of seated Qigong. So we're going to begin with the hands out and then press together. We'll exhale here and then inhale, make kind of a goblet shape. Lengthen a little bit through the back of your neck and allow your breath to be long and slow and smooth and deep. Softening and opening in the crown of the head. Softening in the belly and the solar plexus. Allowing that downward flow of heaven energy to flood through you without clinging or resisting. And on your next exhale, begin to bring your hands down, your palms face out, and bring the thumbs in and curl the fingers around the thumbs. And as you inhale, draw that earth energy up, smoothing along your legs, and then press into your hip creases. Feel the length of your spine and breathe easy. Do that one more time. Exhale, pressing into the center line. Inhaling, flowing up and out. Softening through the shoulders and the arms. Softening in the crown and the face. Allow that whole central channel to relax and receive. And continuing to breathe here. And then as you exhale, bring the hands down, curl the fingers around the thumbs. Drag that earth energy up the front of or the top of your thighs. Press into your hip creases to lengthen your spine a little bit. It's just not a struggle level. Allow it to be subtle. Rooting to rise. And let's release, let's give ourselves a little sweep off. Sweep your brow and your crown, and your face and your neck, your chest and your heart, and your belly. Sweep off both arms, kind of like you're gonna get water off. Sweep your kidneys and adrenals and your back. Thank you, kidneys and adrenals. I love you. Hard workers. Sweep your legs. And when you're done, take a few deep breaths and relax into the body. Relax into your seat. And if you feel that almost gravitational pull of presence, allow it to draw you in and down, to rest deeply. Letting go of any technique, any strategy. Just resting as presence. And whatever strategies or impulses arise, no need to get involved. There's no problem with them. They're just voices, they're just movement, neither good nor bad, neutral. Letting go of any idea of what meditation is supposed to be like. Opening to whatever the experience flow is right now. Opening to all of the physical sensations, both inside the body and on the skin, the air on the skin, the clothes on the skin. Receiving all the sensations into your core. closing that distance between the knowing and the known. Until you're fully absorbed in all of the sensations that change and flow in the body. Even the unpleasant ones, allowing them just as equally, receiving them just as deeply as the pleasant and the neutral. Feeling into that heart center, feeling into whatever emotional movement, whatever emotional weather is here, even if it's being numb. However subtle or big it is, receiving it into your core. Just receive, no need to do anything or figure anything out. It's kind of how light rays are coming at you off any image. You don't have to pop your eyes out and go look at it. The waves of light are coming towards you. Just sit back and receive. And turning your neutral awareness towards the mental space. Witnessing that open sky mind, and maybe clouds come through, or maybe it just relaxes vast and empty. Either way is fine, neither good nor bad. Not needing to get involved in any content or judgment, just allowing it to be as it is. Rejecting nothing. Receiving the sounds in the room into your core. Without resistance, without story. Receiving the present as a whole. We're gently going to begin to close the practice and let go of the meditation. As you do this, check in with yourself and see what fruits are there to be felt in your body. If you feel more settled, more present, more relaxed, more connected. Whatever it is, fully memorize it, explore the feeling of it in the body, soak it in. If you feel more expanded, what does that feel like in the body? And when you really stay with these good feelings and drink them in, suck the juice, you're actually changing your neural pathways so that this is more your default. Tolerate the expansion, tolerate the stillness. Bring our hands on the heart, stacking the palms on top of the heart, feeling that alignment of the palm centers over the heart center. And breathing into this sweet gesture that stimulates oxytocin. There's this innate self-compassion and meeting of self in this gesture. Really feeling your love for yourself, your care for this one. And it doesn't mean having a good story about yourself, but rather really meeting yourself just as you are. Allowing yourself to be just as you are, allowing your experience to be just as it is. Breathing with yourself. Being here with yourself. Now feel out into all the beings, our little sangha of practice here this morning, and all the beings alive on the planet and on planets we don't know about, the earth herself, breathing 3 deep breaths with this great web of being. Feeling that universal care, including everyone, everything. Thank you all so much for practicing with me.